Hello everybody, and welcome back to Arcade Spirits. There it is. Why did it take like 6 whole seconds for it to start picking up the window? I've had this thing running for like 10 minutes. Anyway, welcome back to Arcade Spirits. This game is off to a absolute belter of a start in my book. It's fantastic so far. Hey, welcome back, and just in time. So, when last we left our hero, we had lost a job and then gotten a new job all in the same afternoon. And our new job is all kinds of out of control, because we're apparently working in an 80s style arcade in the distant future year of 20 blankety blank. But anyway, here we are, and we're about to kick off with day 2, Chasing Ghosts. Let's see what kind of trouble we can get ourselves into today. It is the future year 20XTX, and you know what? Things are pretty okay. I worked as a floor attendant at the Funplex for 2 weeks now. Oh, we're skipping ahead a bit, okay. Hard work to be sure, but rewarding, in a spiritual sense at least. I've helped Naomi repair pinball games, I've had tea with Francine, while she reminisced about the far-out 1960 blanks. I've evacuated gamers when their kitchen accidentally caught fire. That's a kitchen? Sweet. I've had numerous kids puking up nachos on my clothes, I've scraped gum off any number of surfaces, I've chased what turned out to be entirely too many spiders out of a single skee-ball machine. Okay, look, I know I'm not painting this as a very rosy picture, but honestly, I'm happy. I'm happy even amidst the chaos and the grossness. I'm happy, and that's all that matters, right? Hell yeah, man. Right, you're happy. This is the best I've seen you in ages, Ari, before you come home all drained and exhausted. Now, well, you're still tired, but a good tired. Yeah, there's different kinds of tired. My roommate Juniper, she'd taken to stopping by during the lunch break, whenever she could get away from her office cubicle long enough to do so. It's still hard work, don't get me wrong, but overall, it's good work. I just feel good. Totally good and stuff.
Yes!
Oh yeah, my phone is alive somehow. Super good. Double plus good. Iris, we talked about you listening in on my conversations. What did I tell you about that? To pretend I wasn't eavesdropping even when I am? Exactly. You know, I'd be more upset about the creepy, privacy-invading digital overmistress, but I have to admit Iris really pulled through for me, even if she also ordered 3 months' supply of pizza bagels on my behalf.
When you have pizza on a bagel...
Stop it! So, Juniper, how long do you have left on your break? Any time to squeeze in some pinball or something? I can spot your tokens. No can do. Our new assistant synergy manager, oh good god, arranged the team building exercise. I have to, like, move coloured bits of paper around or something and then exchange high fives. Yeah, I've been there. That sounds like a very vague job. No, it's actually entry level, good pay, and right on track to middle management. Pretty cushy, if a bit dull. Funny thing is that they asked me if I knew anybody who'd fit before they started advertising for candidates. I said, nope, who'd want to do that? When was this exactly? Oh, 2 weeks ago. So 2 weeks ago, right when I needed to find work, you told them you didn't know any good candidates for a well-paying entry-level job.
Oh, but you wouldn't have liked being an assistant synergy manager, right? Not one bit.
Juniper, please tell me you told them no because I'd already taken this job by that point and not because you forgot.
Hey, I didn't forget. I just, didn't bother telling you about the open position that night. I mean, you'd already had so many jobs you hated. I knew you'd hate being an assistant synergy manager, so I didn't feel the need to tell you. And it all worked out, right? You just spent the last 5 minutes telling me how happy you are here.
Not a lie, I was happy here, indeed. Also not a lie, having packed pizza bagels for lunch after having pizza bagels for breakfast because we barely had enough money to cover the rent this week pulled together. Also not a lie, Gavin constantly hiding the numbers from us, insisting things were fine, also while dryly joking about perpetually being on the edge of crash and burn. Also not a lie, that happens, that every time somebody in my family tried to chase after happiness instead of stability, we fell deeper and deeper into debt and misery.
Ooh.
When I lost my lifeguard job, I barely reacted. Didn't care that I was impoverished again and facing an uncertain future. Oh my god, this guy's a real dead fish. I feel bad. I guess one of the nasty side effects of no longer going with the flow is no longer being numb to the reality of your situation. But I shouldn't feel upset. I've been genuinely enjoying my new job. It's restored my sense of hope and that my days can be something to live through, not just endure. I've no right to be angry or upset at losing an opportunity at a safer, more stable future, right? Everything is fine. It's not okay, why... Yeah, it's okay. I'm where I want to be. So I won't be angry or upset. Simple as that. Decided I was done compromising, right? Done with settling, going with the flow. I'm gonna be the one to break the family curse. Hell yeah, man! I chose this path on my own free will. I mean, of a sort. You did kind of get strung along by a robot phone. Even if I didn't have all the facts at the time. Yeah. If I'm gonna be honest, boundless confidence doesn't cover the fact that I chose to be vulnerable rather than safe. Well, overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer. If the arcade closes, if anything else goes wrong... Still, no need to dump all that on Juniper. It's okay, Juniper, you were right. I'd have hated that job, and things are great here.
Good. You were kind of freaking me out. Trust me, it's the right decision. You'd learn to loathe working at my office, like I do.
I've worked in an office. I loathed it.
I mean, sure, the pay is good, and you get solid health insurance, and paid vacation time, and they have a sweet coffee shop right in the lobby.
I mean, that's all well and good, but that's not going to save you if you want to strangle somebody.
And these really great chairs that support your lower back, like $1,000 chairs from Sweden crafted by master chairsmiths.
Juniper, I said it's fine. Everything's fine. Why would you ever think that something was not fine? I'm getting the feeling that the guys who wrote this are Loading Ready Run fans, because there's a lot of references in here. Honestly, I'm okay. I mean, I won't deny that job would have been a safer bet, but I want to contribute my fair share to the apartment rent, you know? Also, hang on. Click. There we go. But what's done is done. I'd rather look forward than back.
Right. Forget I said anything. Please, forget I said anything.
A bit beyond that.
I'm sorry. I should have told you. I shouldn't have held that back. But I still wouldn't have pushed you to take the job. It's totally horrible at my office. You'd have been miserable there, like me.
Do you need to talk, Juniper? Do you need a minute? I've got a good feeling about all this. I think you're right where you need to be, even if I was kind of dumb about getting you here. Hey, I've got to get back to the office. Have a good lunch, okay? I can feel the distant rumble of a frozen box of pizza bagels taunting me from the recently repaired employee back room. Yeah, okay, and you have a good rest of the hours of your day, yeah? I'm okay with this. Everything is fine. Right? Right. Yes, everything is fine. What I need right now is a distraction. Frozen pizza bagels are most certainly not it. My pocket money is really slim, but I think I need to step out for some fresh air and treat myself to a better lunch than that. And hey, maybe some company too. Nice and distracting, like talking to someone about, I don't know, anything other than this. Let's see, who's available? Percy's taking a break. Queen Bee's between matches. We were off to a really good start with Teo. Not so much with Percy. I kind of want to talk to him a bit more. Any suggestions? I'm torn, honestly. You know what? Let's go say hi to Percy, because we didn't, Now we're gonna say hey to Percy because we didn't exactly get off to a flying start with him. No, that's alright. It's just bad timing. I know Percy is cool with people interrupting his Moopy mania, but I still prefer to wait until he's taking a break between rounds. It looks like a good timing for lunch. Hey, birdie. Percy's flipping. Yeah, this is the first proper visual novel that I've really played. I've tried to take a stab at other ones before, never really managed it, but this one's like properly captured me. Percy's flipping through messages on his phone in a highly bored manner when I walk up to him. Hey Percy, how's Moopy today? Oh, pretty bad performance overall. Haven't even cleared 1 million for the day. No, I haven't tried Valhalla. I've heard good things about it. A few of my stock picks are down. Bad luck overall.
Lovely day.
Alright, you're from Essex, we get it. But on the whole, can't complain. Every day's a gift. To be honest, if I don't get out of here and get my mind off things, I'm going to melt down. I was thinking lunch. You had lunch yet? Don't you usually have those little pizzas? No. No. Too much pizza, I'm going to be sick. You noticed, huh? Oh, cool. Every achievement, blimey. Alright. I've subsisted on peanut butter sandwiches for a time. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Life has its ups and downs. Yeah, when I was working retail night shifts, I used to live off those little pre-packed curries. Done untold damage to myself that way. But seeing as you're looking to avoid the downs at the moment, by all means, let's go find some lunch. If I may suggest our destination? You haven't been to the whole store yet, have you? The donut shop? Donut shop and used bookstores. They have pastries and sandwiches and the like. It's a charming little cafe at heart. That sounds nice and expensive. If you'd be kind enough to accompany me, unless you'd rather have the little pizzas. No. Donuts and books, a winning combination.
Much obliged.
Two Flower developed this. If I'm understanding that right, I don't want to speak for you. Great, it's great having you here, by the way. It's nice to have an actual dev in the chat. Despite coming to this little strip mall for 2 weeks, I hadn't actually visited our neighbours. Mostly I did whatever needed doing, took orders from Gavin, lent a hand to Ashley and Naomi, things like that. Whatever the job happened to call for, no more, no less. I couldn't say I'd been a part of the community outside the immediate circle of my co-workers, whereas the others visited the whole story frequently. Percy leads the way into a shop that smells strangely of dusty old books and just a sugary sweetness. I can't imagine that. Well, it's great having you here. I don't think I'd ever been in a little independent bookstore, or a bookstore for that matter. It's 20xdx. Who buys books in brick and mortar stores anymore? But despite the subdued atmosphere compared to the arcade, there are customers present and accounted for, sipping coffee, reading old tomes, and yes, munching donuts. Percy secures a tiny table for us before directing me to the bar. Hang on, what is up with this menu? It's organised like the Dewey Decimal System. I'll have a Douglas Adams, don't worry, they know my order. And it's my treat, yeah? Thanks. Try not to make a big deal out of it. Cash is tight and a boutique cafe pastries won't help my situation much. A pair of middle-aged guys wait to take my order. Oh, this'll be good. Hey, I'd like... Ooh. Super sweet glazed chocolate sprinkle special surprise with orange juice. Hot damn. That sounds like it's gonna blow a hole in my teeth. Shell Silverstein.
1 chocolate with sprinkles and juice coming up.
I watched the like the making of this scene kind of. And am I right in remembering that Graham, who plays Ben, and Jacob, who plays this guy whose name is presently escaping me, didn't know which one was going to be which at the time of their recording? That's my understanding of it. Second fellow puts together my order and also drops a small book of extremely silly poetry on the tray with it. A literally literary lunch. Ah.
With alliteration, apparently.
Say, you work at the Funplex, don't you?
Right, we've seen you walk past our doors every morning and evening.
Like clockwork, tick-tock.
Right, sorry, I should have introduced myself. Floor Attendant Arikeda at your service. I'm your inside guy for tokens and tickets.
Oh, we are lousy at video games.
Totally lousy.
But Francine's just a peach, isn't she?
Sweetest dame you'll ever meet.
Regardless, welcome to The Whole Story. I'm Ben.
I'm Matt.
No relation to the actors.
Although they're cuties, and so are we.
Oh, stop.
Stop being cute? Never.
Oh boy. Apparently the sugar is available in forms other than round and holy. Yeah, no kidding. These guys
Anyway,
are adorable.
don't let us stop you from having fun on your little date.
Wouldn't dream of it.
It's not a date.
Just friends, then? Friendly friends on a play date?
Don't be weird.
Maybe the real date was the friends we made along the way.
I'd say the real friends were the friends we made along the way.
What if the way was also the real friends who were the real friends we made along the way?
Oh my god.
Okay, now you're just being silly.
And how?
Anyway,
Anyway.
next order, please.
That was weird. Sorry, water. Huh. The pair waves the next customer in as I return to Percy's table with our orders on a nicely decorated wooden tray. I'd have warned you, but honestly Ben and Matt are our best experience without spoilers. No kidding. They invited me to their wedding, you know? I was new in town back then, but, well, they're kind-hearted to say the least. Well, that's adorable. Percy opens the Douglas Adams book they gave him with his biscuits, but only peruses it lightly out of politeness to the booklenders. Soon we've devoured our food. It's probably not a very nourishing lunch all told, but the sweet treat does wonders for my mood. Except Percy definitely picks up on something being a little off. Penny for your thoughts? It's complicated. Penny for my thoughts then. No need to share yours if you're in no mood. Okay. Seriously, why Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze? Why not? Because there's easier high scores out there to knock over. I looked it up on Twin Galaxies last night. The scores stood for 30 years. And that's the challenge, isn't it? But I suppose it's not entirely the challenge that appeals to me. It's, well, how to put this? It's personal. If you don't want to talk about it, I suppose I've teased it enough. We may as well get to know each other. We may not know each other well enough to be besties, yes? But it's a tale worth
Put
telling.
simply, Moopy is... It was my little sister's favourite game. Dear little Stella. My sister was a child prodigy. A leap ahead of the curve in every respect. Sharpest mind. Cleverest wit. The warmest heart.
I've got a bad feeling about where this is going.
Mm-hmm.
And mazes. Oh, how she loved mazes. She had a gift for pattern recognition and optimization. A gift and a passion. It thrilled her to no end to take on a mental challenge and defeat it soundly. We got her books and books filled with mazes and puzzles, and she'd clear every one of them every day. Always wanted more to fill her dreary hours, but only so many mazes. To solve the problem, I got a handheld game console and a copy of Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze. Honestly, at the time I knew next to nothing of video games. A friend of mine in arithmetic class suggested it. It took every scrap of pocket change I could muster buying that game for her. My family had next to no money, you see. A nobody family in a nothing village. Oh, I suppose you can relate, yeah? I can relate, yes. You noticed the pizza bagels, huh? My family had a lot of troubles as well. Empathy. We started out with money, I guess, but it didn't last long. Eventually things like video games were just out of reach. My parents loved me and tried so hard, but... well, the family curse kept getting in the way. Downsizing, pink slips, bad luck again and again. And yet here you are, doing what you love, despite it not quite alleviating all hardships. I made my choice. It's gonna be fine. Everything's fine. As you say. So, the game helped feed my sister's need for greater and greater challenges. That's the key to Mr. Moopy, you see. It generates pseudo-random mazes. pseudo as opposed to, well, it's early 1980s technology. Depending on your path through the mazes, you can precede the randomness. It's part of the challenge, playing the game of the game. And Stella could play the game of the game like no other. Better than I could, even. She'd no doubt have beaten the high score by now, her name up in lights as the champion to unseat a 30-year legacy. And that's why I'm a maniac for Mr. Moopy. I wait for him to continue, but nope, that's it. I think I understand, though. Oh, I don't want to poke, but I don't want to I don't want to make him say it. Yeah, let's stay quiet. I can't think of a good way to say it, not for the life of me. But Percy seems to understand, offering a brief nod of empathetic thanks. She wanted to try for the score. If she was strong enough to stand at an arcade for the hours and hours she'd need, she would have tried, if only she could stand. Her loss is... It certainly left a hole in the world when she passed a few years ago. All her potential, all her brilliance gone. Aww. I want to give him a hug. Aww. Percy sighs deeply, letting the memory wash over him and pass.
If not for the heart condition, despite everything we tried, everything I did, in the end, it was simply too much. And now, Mr. Moopy's my connection to Stella. She dreamed of beating it, but the little handheld version she had wasn't quite the equal of the original. So, one day, I'm going to take down the score. And I'm going to do it in her name. I'll put her initials at the top of that scoreboard. S.I.S. 3.5 million points by Percival James Sinclair. Earned in honor of Stella Isabel Sinclair.
Damn.
I know that on that day, somewhere she'll be smiling at me and saying, "Good show, Percy. Good show."
Despite the sadness of the story, I can't help but smile at the ending. Well, on the day you beat the score for her, Floor Attendant Artie will be there to cheer you on. Thank you, love. It's appreciated.
Beep beep.
Oh. Lunch is over. Back to the grindstone, eh? The arcade's not that grindy. Pardon the obtuse observation, you do seem to be going through the motions. Huh? No, I'm not. I'm having a blast here. By doing what needs doing, yeah? Of course, I'm a diligent employee. I suppose it's a question of ambition, but it's not my place to judge. And you've got work to do, yes?
Be seeing ya.
Go on, go on. I'll return the tray in your books. Aw. Can't say I get what he meant by that, but he's right about one thing. There's work to do, I take my leave and return to the Funplex. Time for the afternoon shift. That's usually when things heat up. After the quiet mornings, more kids coming in after school, more pro gamers rolling in with the crews. I'm headed back to my desk, ready to take care of what needs taking care of, and when I'm intercepted en route. Oh, hey, Gav. Ari, Ashley, you're both back. Good. I was hoping to catch you before we left. Oh, what's up? Hamza's up.
Okay.
Hamza! I have heard tell of Hamza. Ashley, I'll bring the van around shortly. Ari, you'll be flying solo today. Hang on, what's happening exactly? Who's Hamza? Hamza's a game finder and auctioneer, and gives next to no notice when a block of games will be going under the gavel, so we need to move. Ashley, Naomi, Francine and I will be going to his auction for the rest of the afternoon while you run the Funplex. Oh, you meant solo, okay. My first instinct is to nod and go along with it. Gavin's the law around these parts. But Percy's word is still dangling away in my mind. Doing what needs doing is great and all, but maybe I need to step up a bit more. Plus the idea of being trapped in here during our heaviest hours with no support was hardly appealing. You're trusting the Funplex to me? I've only been working here 2 weeks. Me? Seriously? Did we learn nothing of the great kitchen fire of 20XTX that Ari exudes an aura of perpetual bad luck? That cruddy old microwave exploding had nothing to do with your pizza rolls. Pizza bagels. Whatever. Hey, hang on, I get a say in this too, right? As a fellow floor attendant. I feel like such a third wheel at those auctions anyway. Let Ari be the third wheel, let me handle the floor. I'll be the finest third wheel we've ever met, trust me. I want to do more than what I've been doing. Different things, new things, social initiative like. I suppose it wouldn't change much to bring Ari instead, but no costume time today, Ashley. I need non-plush fingers on duty in case of ticket jams. Pinky can stay in storage for the afternoon. I'm just happy to be helping folks out one way or the other. I need to go get the van. Wait out front, please. We'll probably be closed by the time you get back, so I'll see you in the morning. Floritan, Ashley, away! Leaving me waiting outside with my 2 travelling companions. Not much time to chat, however, as Gavin calls his van and a rental trailer around. Oh my, how exciting! I rarely go on adventures these days. It's just a quick trip, ma'am. Any trip is an adventure if you make it one, shall we? The 4 of us pile in and it's off to the highway. Alright. Gavin, consulting a driving map on his phone, leads us out of the city via a series of weird turns and back roads. Trust me, this will save time in the long run. Where's Hamza set up this time? On site at some abandoned estate just outside of town. It's about to be torn down. They found a trove of arcade games in the basement.
Woohoo!
So exciting! I love arcade raids. Arcade auctions. Raids. Auctions. You're trying to make it look retro. You guys got an arcade to English dictionary I could borrow? Francine, without looking up from her knitting, answers. A raid is when a bunch of collectors get together and rescue games before they can be junked by their original owner. An auction is when someone sells off their arcade games one at a time to a crowd of active bidders. So, which is this, a raid or an auction? It's both, dearie. Hamza, that sweet boy, buys up private collections before they can be thrown away. He rescues them from that terrible fate, then auctions off his finds. Sort of. Okay, now I'm fuzzy on the sort of part. I'm the newbie here, remember? Well, okay, so Hamza obviously auctions off games for cash money, but he's a very whimsical kind of guy. Once I saw him trade off a vintage Burger Time in exchange for someone's super secret chili recipe passed down through many generations of family. In other words, he's just on the edge of being a loon. This would be a lot simpler if it was just a raid. We pay up front, we declare what games we want, and cart them away. Instead, he ambushes us with these impromptu auctions and makes us come down here to entertain his whims.
Wonderful.
I think it's sweet. He wants to make sure the games go to good homes, to people that really want them, even if they can't pay. Oh, okay, yeah. Perspective drawing is always a nightmare. I get that. And really, we should be honoured we got an invitation. He's trying to cut out the big franchise arcades like Deco's Palace and help the little guys like us. It's inefficient and relies entirely on keeping on Hamza's good side. Huh. Yeah. Always help out the little guys. I'm guessing Hamza's the sort of person who would let a kid have the game of his dreams for free. He doesn't care about the money, he cares about people, right? Correctamundo. Hamza's a great guy. Is he hard to predict? Sure, but he's got a big heart, and that means something in this business. There's not enough big hearts left some days. Yes, because that's how you pay the bills and keep the doors open, by having a big heart. I won't deny we can sometimes squeak out a trade that's practically a steal thanks to his personal modus operandi, but let's not push it too far here. We need to temper our expectations a little, I suspect.
I think not.
We don't have room to add many more games, especially relics like Hamza usually deals in. What about the offside storage unit? We can just rotate games in and out more often. Nearly full to bursting, and not cheap for us to rent on a monthly basis. I'm not saying we have to go home empty-handed. Certainly a few holes in our roster we could fill, should we find an excellent deal and beat the other bidders. But consider this, above anything else, a way to maintain relations with Hamza even if we don't end up bidding.
Aww.
Now, Naomi. Gavin knows the numbers. I'm in favor of making our little funplex more and more fun. But floor space is finite. And Gavin, remember, if we find some darling little game Naomi would lavish adoration upon, we can always retire an older game. Life, my young friends, is a series of trade-offs.
Well, isn't it better to, not just settle and compromise all the time?
Well, now, there are trade-offs, and there are trade-offs. It's silly to say that you should never compromise. As silly as it is to say you should always compromise. It's what you compromise that defines who you are. You're all so young yet.
She's got a good point.
You've time to make mistakes in learning what trade you need to make.
Unless you don't make rent on your apartment or your stomach's growling. Yeah, the wisdom of Solomon. Iris and Juniper have pushed me to stop settling for less out of life and to stand out for myself and my happiness. And I've done just that without regret, so everything should be fine now, right? Right? New default topic diversion, the weather. Well, at least it's a nice day for an outing, right? Oh, come on! Wonderful. Glad I packed plastic bags to wrap the crap cabinets in, just in case. That's our Gavin, always thinking ahead. Trying to protect your investments, huh? From Hamza's invitation, it seems that the arcade was largely abandoned and left to rot. I'd rather not add water damage to the ailments the games were already suffering. It's so sad when we come across a wonderful dame that's just ruined beyond repair. Most collectors show their collections a lot of love, but others just don't care. You find older games in barns exposed to the elements and falling apart. I suppose this is one thing we can easily agree on. It's important to take care of the games. For the resale value, you mean? A broken game's no fun to play, and it's a shame to see a classic in terrible condition. Consider pinball. Pinball games are very prone to breakdowns, especially older ones. To experience them in their glory, you need to show them care. Even beyond a busted game earning no quarters, it feels like a waste to allow an enjoyable game to lie fallow. A waste of true potential. Huh, good point. They do love each other, oh my god. Glad to see these two getting along better, even if Naomi kept preemptively attacking him all the way. With rain pounding down on the van roof, conversation gets a bit difficult. Gradually everybody resumes fiddling about with their phones, knitting or driving, leaving me to wonder, exactly where is this auction and or raid happening anyway? We've been driving for some time, leaving the city far behind. What would a massive trove of arcade games be doing this far out in the sticks? Maybe it's some closed down roller rink or an old bowling alley, or maybe it's a creepy old house that's likely haunted by exactly 87,194 ghosts. And the doom music. Ah, the classic Cade of Luck in play, so majestically awful. Well, if it was the Wilson day out, the place would have burst into flame. That's my experience. Gavin pulls up alongside any number of other vans and trucks. We're a little late, it seems. Good grief, is this really the auction site? Creepy, definitely creepy. At least an 8 on the creepometer. An old home has character, I feel. Let's not judge it by the exterior, shall we? With all speed, the group hurries inside to get away from the weather. Oh my god, it's coming apart! There's active dust falling from the ceiling. This place is about to subside. A large group has already gathered in the foyer of the crumbling estate, but one rushes forwards to greet us in a blur. The others pay little mind.
Greetings, friends.
Wow, that's some eye-searing yellow.
Hamza welcomes our friends from the Funplex. Welcome, welcome. Gavin, stalwart as ever. Naomi, love what you've done with your hair. Miss Francine, a beauty surpassed only by your wisdom.
Oh, fresh.
And a new player, it seems. Who might you be?
Arcada?
I see. Greetings to you and yours. I am known as Hamza, seeker of antiquity, finder of things lost, player of games. And welcome to, well, not my home, but a place where Hamza shall provide hospitality regardless.
Seeker of antiquity? 1980 is antique? Kind of a dump, isn't it? No. Thank you for your gracious invitation. Yes, Sahib. Yeah, what... How does one gauge antique? I was unaware Reagan-era amusement machines were antiques on par with the Turin Shroud. You have fire indeed, but rest assured, many a holy grail may yet lurk in the arcade below. You may even find your own relic of a holy nature by eve's end. Alas, I've not a moment to enjoy your fine company, Arikeda. Perhaps later, but for now, it is time. Clapping twice for attention, Hamza rallies the small crowd in the room to begin the proceedings. Friends, companions, long-time allies of the noble art of the arcade, scoundrels, heretics, believers, welcome, welcome to Donnerwood. Its story begins nearly 30 years ago, when legendary pop musician Donna Michaels, singer of such hits as Thrilling and Mama Don't Mope, did a stately pleasure dome decree. Here, the reclusive idol crafted a private amusement park, a petting zoo, and an arcade. Alas, she could only enjoy this paradise for a short 10 years before her tragic death. Needless to say, the estate has fallen on hard times. Ever since, in this year, it shall be torn down to make way for condominiums. Whatever happened to... Oh, what was Michael Jackson's place? It was like the Funtime Ranch. Neverland Ranch, that was it. Whatever happened to that? Yeah, it was called like the Neverland Ranch or something like that. Did that get torn down? Anyway, but not before we have our say.
Friends, those games that Donna Michaels cherished still lurk one floor below, ready to be rescued from such a terrible fate. It is our moral imperative to do so.
Gotta say, I love Research Neverland for this place, since it's meant to be basically that. He had a massive arcade. I wouldn't be surprised, considering the guy built his own, like, private Disneyland in his house. But yeah, I love Hamza's, like, kind of layered coat thing, like, sort of half cape, half coat thing he's got going on. That looks amazing. I bet that swishes brilliantly when he walks around.
I have paid the estate owners a princely sum for the entire lot. Now, Hamza parcels them out to you. By all means, browse the collection. See which pieces sing out to you. On the far table, you shall find refreshments, grapes, sparkling wine, and delicacies from my travels. Mingle, cavort, and we shall begin the auction in 1 hour's time.
Indeed, a lavishly arranged table that probably cost more than any single arcade game to put together is descended upon by invitees soon after. I feel like I'm attending some ancient Roman celebration of debauchery and gluttony. Welcome to the cult of Dionysus. Not an arcade raid or an arcade auction or whatever. Donna Michaels, I knew it. I should have recognised Donnerwood when we pulled in, but it was raining too hard. Who? You've never heard of Donna Michaels? She was the hottest musical act of 1980. Yeah, what kind of log have you been living under if you haven't heard of this world's equivalent of Michael Jackson? Naomi, I was born in 1993. I'm totally plugging my phone into the van stereo so we can bask girls just want to play games all the way home. But first, I'm going to check out the cabinets in her arcade. I'm not really into mingling. Later! She dashes off with all speed, heading for the stairs leading below. Suppose I could go network a bit. Hamza's events always draw an interesting crowd of rival arcade owners. Heading for the foodstuffs, Gavin arranges himself a plate so he has an excuse to hang around and eavesdrop on the other collectors. Leaving me to, do stuff. I can see what Ashley meant about feeling like a third wheel. Now I see why Ashley was bored of these events. Gavin schmoozes, Naomi analyses the finding, and Francine's already napping in a chair. I've got nothing to do. Well, when in doubt, find someone who knows what they're doing and stick to them like glue. Let's go browse. I'm not really interested in the arcade version of Game of Thrones going on up here. Gavin can handle these guys. Me, I want to see what legendary arcade Hamza was talking about, so I head downstairs to join Naomi. Whoa. Is this a private collection or a full-fledged arcade? I was expecting a handful of games and a pool table or something, but this is easily 3 times larger than the Funplex itself. Even coated in dust and disrepair, it's awe-inspiring. And it's also hard to find anyone in this maze of tightly packed games. Invitees are browsing the available stock to decide on what's worth bidding on, making it as crowded as well. But eventually, I locate Naomi, practically cuddling a narrow-looking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles machine. Oh! Ari, look! A 2-player variant of TMNT! These were only released in the Oceania region. Such a rare find. Wait, wasn't that game originally 4-player? Why would anyone want a version with only 2 joysticks? Well, because I mean it's rare. It's a find. And it's less fun. Not the point. Anyway, it's hard to find one of these, 2-player or 4-player. I'd love to have it for the arcade. I'd love to have that, and this one, and oh, if only I could take all these home with me. I mean, some have water damage, others likely have busted CRTs and controls. I mean, they all need work, but I recall the game she was working on when I first met her. Extensive repairs needed just to make it playable. So, not only would you have to bid to win the game, you'd also have hours of work and plenty of spare parts to purchase ahead of you. I know! Isn't it great? Okay, is there a nice way to say this? Do we actually have the money for any of this? Naomi, before you get your head of yourself, stop and think. It's a question of resources above all else. Buying the game, obtaining parts, paying you per hour to repair it. I don't think Funplex can support many more of these rescue projects. Sounds just like Gavin. I know, but I'd make the time. I'd work for free. I'd do whatever it takes to get these games the care and love they deserve. It's admirable that you want to devote so much of yourself to the games, but the games we do have need your love too. Even you have your limits, you have to accept that reality. Naomi sighs, frustration building.
It's not fair.
I know.
I know. I mean, I'm not dense. I know there's only so much we can realistically do. So many projects I can actually take on. But I wish I could do more. I wish we could do more. The Funplex has never really been a success. Even before I came on board, it was always struggling to stay afloat. I joined it because so few arcades still have the games I love. But I can't turn our situation around, can I? No matter how hard I try. This was my first job. Part of me is hoping it'll be my last job too. That I can happily spend all my days tinkering with these wonderful games. Every kid says they want to be a fireman or an astronaut or a robot cop or something, but nobody actually ends up doing that.
I mean, one guy did end up becoming a robot cop. You just have to get your arm shotgunned off to do it.
Except me. I wanted to fix up arcade games, and that's what I'm doing. It's all I ever wanted to do. So when I see all these old, broken games, I just want to show them the love I can give. I could be happy working on them for the rest of my life.
Wow, that's dedication. And really? You went from school to an arcade job? I mean, I've meandered from job to job, never really sure what I wanted. That's normal, right?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely, I'm the oddball here. It's funny, I followed my heart and I found just what I wanted, what I needed, and now, well, now I'm scared someday it'll all come to an end. The Funplex will close.
And if the Funplex goes under, I really don't know what I'm gonna do. All I ever wanted was to work in an arcade. And I'm literally living my dream.
Okay, now I feel bad for bringing down her day. Hey, look, you never know, right? Maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe we'll find a game down here that brings thundering herds of players. It's a slim hope and we both know it, but Naomi clings to it immediately, eagerly. My low bank balance and grumbling stomach mean I need to cling to that hope as well. Yeah, absolutely. I made my choice and now I need to make that choice work. We just need to find the right game. Something nobody's played in a long time. Something that'll tug at the nostalgia strings. Oh man. Hell yeah. Point Blank 2. It's difficult finding the right balance, especially in the year 20XTX. A lot of these games are on life support, borrowed time. But they can be repaired, right? Well, yeah, for now. But CRTs, the monitors that power these old games, before LCDs and now 3D flats started replacing them, they're in short supply. Nobody makes them anymore. I mean, who buys a tube-based TV anymore? Nobody. It's all high definition and that dumb 3D protection tech look awful. Nobody appreciates a good CRT anymore. Aren't high-def displays way cheaper though? I've seen some old games running them in other arcades. They're wrong is what they are. These games weren't designed for pixel-perfect flat panels. They're designed for fuzzy tubes. The picture will look weird on LCD. Even 2 weeks myself, I'm still fuzzy on a lot of this stuff. Oh yeah. I've noticed every arcade I've ever gone to has a copy of Point Blank. Like, I've not seen I've not seen like an upscaled arcade machine. That does sound like it would look really strange, considering I've been like playing a lot of PS2. Like, I've played a whole bunch of PS2 games on the channel. I found a way to up the resolution like artificially through the emulator. It looks weird. It looks really strange. But I grew up in the internet age. I'm silicon literate. I got opinions. Use the LCDs, just bash people over the head and make their vision blurry. Buy some cheap common games and gut them for spares. Could we simulate it? Yeah, I mean, if you can artificially up the resolution, you could artificially down it. Use LCDs to bash people over the head. Yeah, you could just buy some cheaps for spares. They did that for Megalobox and it worked great. Oh, okay. So it's a problem of having spare parts on hand long term? Short of building your own factory for cranking out TV tubes, that's a temporary fix. Buy some cheap common games and use them as organ donors. And ruin a classic? Cheap and common, Naomi, not some rare find, but one that's still readily available. We can even keep the cabinet itself so it can be restored later if need be. Point is, mixing and matching the guts will keep more of the fragile games afloat.
Makes sense.
Well, I mean, okay, yeah, that does make sense. And I bet I could sell Gavin on that idea too. We need more rental storage, but it'd mean less ordering parts and less downtime. Okay, I'll see if there's anything down there that nobody would want and no one would need.
Thank you.
You know, I'm glad you're with us here at the Funplex. Oh, shucks. Whether you take my side or Gavin's side, I wasn't aware there were sides. It's just nice to have someone who cares about the games around. Ashley's fun, but she's way more into cosplay than gaming. But it's kind of odd, you know? What? Feeling like I'm not alone? I know that sounds dramatic, but I'm so used to toiling away in my little workshop with Ashley and Gavin not really caring about the things I love. They're kind enough to me and friendly. Well, Ashley is, but ever since you showed up, I feel like there's something with me. It's odd. I'm not complaining, though. Just takes some getting used to after years of feeling perfectly content to be alone. I know that one. Away from strangers, crowds, I mean, it's not really my thing. I don't like to network like Gavin does, or socialise like Ashley does. And now I'm making things weird, so I'm gonna stop there. Besides, I'm just about done taking inventory down here. How about you and I suddenly shouting and stomping your feet from the floor above? What the? Sounds like there's a fight or something going on up there. I think we better go see what's what. Quickly, we hurry upstairs. What's going on? I heard shouting. Hamza has ejected a representative of that dark carnival known as Deco's Palace from our midst, and not soon enough in Hamza's opinion. Oh, okay, I guess everything's fine then. Wow, now I have this image of, like, Hamza just atomic karateing a guy. Just like... Excuse me, I'm gonna go get my work apron on, since we'll be moving games soon. Naomi, if you don't... Naomi, if you don't mind, after you change we should coordinate our wish list. I want to get that settled before the auction begins. No, don't leave me alone with the Bacchanalian Orgy Master. Excellent! Now, let us resume the social amusements and jocularities. Ari Kada, we will speak, yes? Hamza leads me off away from the chattering crowd, presumably not to eat me or yell at me or anything like that.
I make it a point to get to know all who attend my gatherings. Clearly, I have been remiss, as I allowed one who works with the hated Deco Nami to enter.
Ooh, I'm sensing some history here.
Hamza would like to know you better, my friend. Not that Hamza assumes you to be a spy, of course. It is simply a matter of what is proper and right.
Yes, if we have a blacklist, it's... Yeah, I guessed. But, if there's history and a blacklist here, probably best to get some ground rules on what is and isn't allowed. I'm just the floor attendant for the Funplex, not much else to say.
Come now. Surely there's more to you than that. Share with Hamza.
The Deco cassette loader system, which was used by a bunch of Japanese arcade games. Huh. Man, that's still... I've seen, like, games that came on cassette, like on the old sort of MSX, where you actually had to, like, put a tape in. A cassette-powered arcade cabinet is all... I can just imagine, like, 2 VHSs stapled together, just like... clunk.
Consider me an impartial third party. Surely, there are matters that occupy your mind which would be inappropriate to air to your business partners?
Are you not a business partner, considering? Okay, this guy is clearly on an expedition, fishing expedition for dirt, considering the high cart of arcade royalty I'm supping with. Maybe best not to give him anything. But I also don't want to make our relations difficult for the Funplex. If this guy really is the leading supplier of cheap arcade games... I'm secretly the royal heir of a distant land. Just the hired muscle. Let's be honest. I won't bore you with the whole story, but the TLDR is that my family's had a curse of foul luck for quite a few years. Moving from city to city, job to job. After I left home, I couldn't find more stable work, so not until the Funplex, I guess. I'm determined to make this work, but I'll admit I'm in a vulnerable position. It's not exactly a jet-setting executive role.
Hamza agrees.
Ah, yes. I see the dilemma you face. I've seen it many times before. In fact, including firsthand. Yes, I have known hardship. We all have. In the course of events, you are not alone in that condition, Arikeda.
Hamza began as a mere urban explorer and hunter of rare objects for a wealthy buyer in Dubai.
And now he looks like the bloody king of Dubai.
You see, many debts pursued me. And in return for assistance in paying them, I stocked the arcade of his dreams. In time, my patron released me entirely from the woes of debt. They were difficult years, productive years to be certain. And throughout them, Hamza learned how to use the mystique of being Hamza to better achieve his goals.
Okay. Made an image for himself.
Now I stand before you with power, and with hard-earned respect for that power. I leverage it to ensure that those who respect games as I do can enjoy them, even if they lack coin. But yes, I have known hardship. We all have in the course of events. You are not alone in that condition, my friend.
Ah, okay. I'm following you now. Okay, so how do I get out of that condition? Do I need to indebt myself to a wealthy prince or something too?
No. You will need the will to dream, and the will to work.
Well, I've got that.
The will to make the trade-offs that will bring you closer to your ambitions.
Francine was mentioning something about that earlier. Wisdom and beauty, that is Francine. I'm trying not to make trade-offs though, not to settle. My parents, they gave up on so much just to barely scrape by. Ah, that is the puzzle, is it not? What to trade? Allow me to regale you with a story. Hamza makes a sweeping gesture to the beautiful ruin of the Donnerwood mansion, to an oil painting hanging on the wall. At one time, Donna Michaels was a star on the rise. She had all she could ever desire, and indulged in her desires all day long. But so indulgent was she that she failed to maintain the work that brought her there, and after her second album didn't meet expectations, she lost interest. For years she lurked in these walls as a recluse, playing games for hours and hours. Rumor has it that she was found dead within her beloved arcade, her hands still wrapped around a glowing joystick. She starved to death, lost in a game. I'd say that's ridiculous, but I've seen Percy play for hours and hours at a time, and now her lost and aimless spirit still haunts this very place. Adrift as a ghost in the machine. Too spoopy for me, man. Too spoopy indeed, and obviously a grim fairy tale, rather than reality. But I feel there is an important truth buried in the myth. I ask you, was Donna's life spiritually satisfying? She didn't need to make any more albums. She wanted for nothing and had everything. You could even say she died doing what she loved, playing games. Okay, but she still died, not getting around that.
Hamza agrees.
Precisely. So many years thrown away, refusing the world around her in favor of a dream. A dream is a lovely thing, Arikeda, but you must balance a dream in one hand and the world in the other at all times. Naomi, she clings to her dream. Gavin, he clings to the world. Neither of them are truly happy as a result. And what of you, Arikeda? Do you seek to be truly happy? Well, duh, what else was I going to answer except yes? But Hamza pressed a finger to my lips to silence me. Hold that thought. The auction is about to begin. I like the image that just like, I'm about to speak, but just Hamza goes, boom!
Greetings, friends.
Friends, let us proceed to the arcade below. We have many games to bid on, all of which must be out the door by morning. As always, I will accept alternate bids, but test not the patience of Hamza. If your bid is not a serious offer, the hours grow short. Any titles which find no takers will go to my own collection, but my hope is to find a happy home for every machine, one which will love and respect these games. The emotions for me in particular to follow as the group files downstairs. This way, this way. A bunch of folding chairs have been set up in front of a large HD TV. One of Hamza's assistants loads up a photo slideshow of the games on offer as the group settles in. Hey, shouldn't Francine be here for this? It is technically her money. She trusts the two of us to make the right decisions on purchasing games. Plus, I'd hate to interrupt her nap. Or her knitting. Or both. I swear she can knit in her sleep. Oh, I'm just too nervous. I think I'm gonna go browse the games again, see if there are any I missed. It's so dark down here, I swear I didn't see them all. What about you, Ari? Want to watch the auction with me, or go help Naomi search the arcade? I'm fine either way. Ultimately, you're only here to help us lug our purchases out the door, so do whatever you like. Gee, thanks, I think. Let's go with Gavin, if he'll let me wave the paddle around. Auctioneering sounds fun. Do I get to wave the bidding paddle around? Hamza's auction are usually a shout-out-loud affair rather than a discreetly signalling, but I admire your enthusiasm. I settle in next to Gavin on one of the rickety old folding chairs. Not quite as posh as the banquet spread above, but hey, it's business time, not indulgence time.
Naomi sent me a list of games she wants me to bid on. We argued it a bit, and I managed to bring her down to 3 must-haves, and the rest would-be nices. Needless to say, if the would-be nices start bidding up, I won't be bothered.
That's fair. Do we have the storage space for the would-be nices?
Well, technically, yes.
What about the cash?
Like I said, only if they don't get driven through the roof.
Then maybe keep an open mind, right? Don't forget to see the forest for the trees while looking at the bigger picture. Or something.
Right. As Francine says, I know. But there are certain hard realities in play.
It has begun.
I half expect a mid-90s techno to start blighting as this slideshow begins. But nope, just pretty old photos of old games.
Behold!
Mob, look at these beautiful games. They could be all yours. But before we dive right in, I'd like a moment of recognition for Donna Michaels, whose spirits inhabits these halls. We, who are about to rescue her games, do so out of respect for her and her passion. May her soul be at peace with her beloved arcade in good hands. Good thinking. We're placating the Banshee early. I thought he didn't believe in that tall tale, or is this just being theatrical because that is the way of Hamza? Now then, shall we commence the auction, friends? I'll settle in and wait for Gavin to take an interest in the games on bid. Our next item for bid... Oh, hey, I recognise this. It's a joust, just like the one I moved out to the floor 2 weeks ago. Gavin frowns at his tablet, confused. Why is this on Naomi's must-have list? We already own one of these. The bidding opens at a pittance, a mere $50. Gavin shakes his head, ready to let this slide by. 2 units side by side would make for a good tournament. Yeah, if he's... Yeah, we could be a bit clever here, because Gavin is hard on the money, so if we be a bit smart, then Plus, we did also say that we could do the replacement parts. Yeah, a jousting tournament. Let's go for a jousting tournament. It's a popular enough game, right? It's not a dog, and it's hardly a top earner. Maybe she's thinking we could run a tournament with them. 2 players going head-to-head, competing for score. I usually avoid hosting events like that in the arcade. More trouble than they're worth.
Doubtful.
Let's see where the bidding goes. $100! $250! I'll have it for $400! Oh boy. $1,000 to complete my Midway collection. Nope, not worth it. Before I can object, it's over.
Sold.
May your collection be perfected by this piece. Seems once he hears a bid he likes, it's all over. No going once, going twice. Our next item for auction is this rather unique piece. And egads, that is one ugly football game. It looks like the side art stickers weren't even put on straight. The white paint is totally uneven, the marquee's been broken, and the monitor has a big old as-is note. The joysticks are 4 different clashing colours, and... do I hear $50? 40? Wait. I nudge Gavin, whispering, put a bid on it.
Pardon?
Why? It's positively grotesque. I recognise the shape and the joystick colours. That's not really a football, it's TMNT. Naomi told me earlier that we need one of those. I thought that they only had the crappy 2-player one, but that's definitely a TMNT at heart. Aha, it's a cheaply done conversion. No doubt some fool thought he'd get more profits off it as a sports game and lazily chopped it up. It'd need restoration work, granted. Based on a real story where someone found a broken NFL Blitz which turned out to be tier... Really? Huh. That's cool. Slowly he stands up.
I suppose.
I suppose we'll be willing to take it for $40. Maybe we can salvage the monitor. Good, good. All games deserve a home, even the ugly ducklings. Are there any other bids? No? Not a one? Very well.
Sold.
Sold to Gavin Cooper of the Funplex. Thank you. After Gavin sits down, I swear I spotted Hamza wink at me. Does he know we just conned him, and is he okay with that?
Impressive.
You know, Ari, you're more knowledgeable about old arcade games than I thought you'd be. Well, my parents took me to arcades all the time. Back when I was a kid, I had a few favourites, like TMNT, Qbert, and... Point Blank 2! Point Blank 2! Those were good times. Better times.
Very well.
Well, I suppose you can relive those good times a little once Naomi restores that game. During your breaks and after work, please. Yes, sir. I realise my demeanour is one of seriousness, but it's not like I'm anti-fun. I enjoy a pinball game or two, for that matter. I thought there was more for the challenge, though. Order to chaos, developing mastery over the game, and so on. Which is fun for me. Fun is a highly variable concept from person to person. For example, undoubtedly Naomi is going to have considerable fun restoring that TMNT back to its former glory, precisely because it's so mutilated. The Funplex provides fun in any form the visitor requires. That's my endgame, the goal I reach for. The tricky part, I've found out, is balancing conflicting fun, ensuring as many dreams are realised as possible, despite reality being rather harsh about it all. We'll need to watch our budget today if we're going to optimise that fun, do you understand? I guess being optimal is fun for you. I suppose it is at that.
Revel in the splendor.
Wow. Next, a rare find indeed. What would surely be the jewel of any collector's treasure trove, provided they are discerning collectors who appreciate such splendours. And the next game is a black and white driving game from 1970. I give you Death Race, inspired by the movie of the same name and decorated with skulls. It sparked controversy nationwide. Death Race. That rings a bell. Death Race. Didn't that movie come out in like 2010 though? And it had like Tom Hardy in it. I swear, because I remember arguing with my brother about like having Gatling guns. Yeah, maybe it was a remake. Because I remember arguing with my brother about how having Gatling guns on a bonnet, like strapped to the bonnet of a car, wouldn't work. And I was like, no, it totally worked, but he couldn't see it.
Seriously?
That relic is on Naomi's must-haves list? Absolutely not. The 2020 was a remake of the 70s movie. The 70s movie was sillier and more satirical. Okay. Not only is an age an artifact of a bygone age, I'd rather not have any angry parents mad that little Timmy ran over people in a video game. They're gremlins, not humans. Very blurry white blobs of gremlins. Doesn't matter. It won't earn, and earning is critical for a small arcade like ours. Don't we have enough money? We barely bid. Making a museum? Hell yeah. It's a part of history and important to know. Appealing to personability doesn't seem to fly with Gavin. Let's have a museum. Hey, you always complain about how many old games we have. Let's lean into that and open a museum of arcade excellence. We charge admission instead of tokens, then earning is irrelevant. We make little placards and stuff. You are kidding, right? I mean, I was at first, but actually it's kind of sounded like a cool idea. I'm not upending our entire business model because Naomi wants a kitschy relic of the 70s. Gadzooks, what a find! I bid $200. Wow, that's a mustache. Wow, get a load of him. 300. No, 500. 5. We have 5. Do we have any numbers above that? No.
Sold.
Sold. Yeehaw! This is for the best, trust me. And that's everything on a list. Well, the must-haves and a few of the would-be-nices. Now to sit and wait while Hamza grinds his way through the rest of the stock. We can't start moving games out until the auction's complete. Naomi's not replying to text. Can you go find her? I'm sure she's around here somewhere. Let her know what we bought. Sure thing. Leaving the excitable auction master and his compatriots behind, I start wandering through the maze-like arcade of Donnerwood's private collection. Naomi! Naomi, where the heck are you? Dark and quiet back here. Where could Naomi be? It's not like this is... like it's an infinite plane of games. There's only so many places you could hide. As I walk by a game, the screen lights up. I freeze in my tracks. My hand accidentally brushes past the glowing joystick. It seems familiar, like something from a story I heard once. Oh, it looms. Hamza's tall tale. He said Donna Michael supposedly died playing one of these games. A game with a glowing joystick. Oh, Polybius. I watched a very interesting documentary about this. It was weird. I should walk away. I should go. I have official Funplex duties. I've been very good about not gaming when I should be working. But somebody's already inserted a quarter. The game's ready to play. One game couldn't hurt, right? Just one game. I want to play the game. Play the game. Play the game. My hands wrap around the stick as my eyes drink in the coloured lights. Yeah, it was the Ahoy one. The coloured lights swirling on the screen. Oh boy. Play the game. Play the game. Play the game forever. Bolivia circa 1980. Sinistlotion game start. This isn't real. It can't be real. I'm in there. That's me. It's just a game. Just a game I have to play forever. None of this is real. Level 1, the Harpy. Round start. There you are. I've been road sick. What are you doing out here, touching strange joysticks, meeting strange people, getting into trouble? You need to stay safe, Ari. Trust me, believe in me. I can help you find your dreams. All you have to do is do everything I tell you to do. Whoa! Excuse me, game. Don't you be pointing fingers at my manic pixie not girlfriend. You depend on me. You need me, and you'll always depend on me. Always need me. I'll see to it by making sure I control everything in your life for your own good. Whoa! Harpy used overprotective. It's super effective. That hurt. It really hurt. I'll hide the truth from you. I'll keep you away from every chance you'll ever have to better yourself. I won't let you leave me. You'll always need me. It's not real. It's not real. Harpy used yandere. It's super terrifying. I'm fucking scared. You agreed. I was right to hide that job opportunity from my office. At my office from you. I was right. Everything is fine. You'll never doubt me again, right? And if you do, I'll beat you till you understand. The game. I have to win the game. I get this feeling that if I don't win, I'll never get out of here. Something's wrong. I know Juniper's not a control freak. This isn't like her. Current health 100%. Summon a cleric, refuse to believe. Attack the harpy. Refuse to believe. This is ridiculous. This isn't real. This isn't you, Juniper. I know how much of a bastard I am for saying this, but you're not competent enough to be a calculating mastermind, trying to keep me dangling from your leash. You're just too open, too honest, and too clumsy to pull off something like that. I know you. I've always known you. And I know you're sincerely trying to help me, even when I mess up. Player use harsh truth. It's super honest. No! Blimey. You're right, I just wanted to help you smile again. I made a mistake, but it wasn't enough to keep you under my thumb or anything like that. Juniper, I'm smiling. It's okay. I'm gonna make this work. It's hard work, but I'm gonna make my dream come true. Good, I'm so glad to hear it. Good old Juniper. A kind heart as always. Ugh, my throat's giving up. The Shade. Uh-oh. This is all your fault. Oh no. I officially cannot handle this. The pizza bagels, the debt, the rent payment, all of it piling up, mounting up, because you are a failure and you'll always be a failure. Oh god. I'm gonna put my head between my knees and kiss my ass goodbye. The family curse, the tears and the sorrow, moving away from town to town, barely getting by, settling for what you can get. That's who you are, forever. It's never gonna change. The arcade job, it'll collapse. It's already not enough to turn back the tide. Inevitably the arcade will close, bought out by Dekonami. You'll be jobless, homeless, ruined, just like you deserve to be. Depression, ah! You're better off not caring, not feeling anything. Go with the flow, accept your fate, fall away, knowing you'll never really had any option. You can't even mount a defense, because I'm you and you know I'm right. You know you're right, we'll never be happy. I can't do this! Summon a tank. Ooh. I'm sensing a theme here. No, struggle against the darkness. Do not go gentle into that good night. No, I'm not giving in. I've always had a tank, we don't need to establish anything. The arcade is my ticket out of this misery. I can climb my own way out of the family curse. Can you really, all by yourself? If you could recover without anyone's help, you'd have done it by now. You don't stand alone, Ari. Until you realise that, I'm always gonna be there, always watching, always waiting for you to stumble and fall. Shade use retreat. Don't think I really defeated him. Okay. Step number 1, once I'm out of this rest, therapy. Prepare for final boss. Good, I'm ready. I'm definitely gonna get out of here. Level 3, the Lost Soul. Round to start. Whoa. I don't get it. Not one bit. Are you Donna Michaels? Girls just want to play games. I just wanted to be happy. I made a place where I could be happy forever. Walked inside, then locked the door and threw away the key. I got what I wanted. I was happy. I didn't struggle. I didn't try. I didn't do anything more than I had to. Just like you. Like me? I'm not a billionaire pop princess. Neither was I. Nobody liked my second album. I wasn't meant to be a star, so I gave up. I was okay taking the money and running. You could do the same. Maintain. Eat the pizza bagels. Drink the Kool-Aid. Do everything that's asked of you. Let Juniper continue to float the rent. You're in a good place. You could stay here. You could let go, play games forever, be happy. No ambition, no hope, no need. You'll be fine. You'll be safe. Go with the flow. Go with the flow. Ever since my little lunch date, something's been bugging me. Maybe now I know what it is. Why did I ask to replace Ashley on this trip? I didn't have to. They didn't ask me to, so why did I do it? Because this isn't enough. Being an arcade floor attendant isn't enough. Living hand to mouth isn't enough. Good. Quit your job. Quit and become like me. Lose yourself in the games. Oh, I'm not quitting. That's not what I meant at all. I want to fight. Current health, 100. No, I'm not fighting her. That's not what I meant either. I'll turn the Funplex into a palace of fun. Yeah, let's show some ambition. I've had no ambition before, but I'm ready to step up. Floor attendant Ari? No, I'm done being at the bottom of the career ladder. I don't need to leave the arcade to be a success. What I need is for the arcade to be a success. The arcade be so much more. I could lead the way, go above and beyond just doing what I'm told. I could champion the cause of the Funplex. That's my dream. I want to end the family curse, to find both success and happiness. And when the Funplex is finally a roaring success it deserves to be, with God as my witness, I'll never eat a pizza bagel again. But the glitchy shade just looks at me with confusion. That sounds hard. Yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it? It's a hard path, but that's how it's gonna be. No, I don't think so. I think you need to stay here, with me. You just need to play games forever. That's so much easier, isn't it? Just to let go. Oh, we're going full Shining here. I can make you see. I can keep you down here, drag you down, tear you apart. I eye my health bar nervously. It's still full, but that could change. I don't think Polybius is happy that I'm not giving in. And I can't risk a fight with Donna. I need to get out of here, prioritize my survival. Hey, I've beaten Sekiro, I can do this. Or do I want to try and save Donna too? Is that actually Donna though, or is it just something wearing her face? Because it could just it's already reaching into the depths of my mind, so it could just entirely be fake. No, let's be a hero. This is risky as all hell, but nobody deserves to be trapped inside a video game forever. Alright, quick save. Assuming I'm not wildly hallucinating based on Hamza's spooky story taking root in my mind and none of this is actually real in the slightest. Donna, I'm not staying and you don't have to either. Polybius is making me feel this way. It's taking advantage of you. Polybius, Ari dies repeatedly. I know, because I've been mired in depression too, and I know that if I can beat it, so can you. Nobody wanted me. They hated the second album, they moved on. So why not play games forever? Why not lock the door behind me? Nobody cared, nobody cares. Screw 'em, hate. Yeah, Naomi cares and I care. Right now there's a young woman with a phone filled with your music waiting out there. She's gonna play your whole catalogue for me once I'm out of here. She cares and I care. Maybe the jerks back in your day lost interest, but nostalgia's a hell of a thing. You could mount a comeback tour. A tour? I always loved performing. The rest of the business, I hated it all. I hated the label, the industry, the backstabbing, the drugs, everything. But the concerts, I loved the smiles. But it's all over, isn't it? I died. I'm not even Donna's spirit. All that's left of the simulation of me. Running through the subroutines of Polybius. Error! Ari, thank you. Thank you for trying to save me. But there's nothing left to save. I'm not real. You seem real enough to me. Error. No. No escape. Purpose. Code. Execute! You need to go before Polybius completes its data collection of you and disposes of the original like it did with me. Huh. Really? That one thing was enough for the ESRB to kick up a stink? I'll hold it back and your BFF will do the rest. My what?
Digital BFF to the rescue!
Yes! AI fight! Oh yeah, the Fiasco game. That was fun. Where I played Neil, who was, he just wanted to make music, man. He didn't want to deal with any of that. And his manager decided to try and martyr him. Which didn't work out, and the manager ended up with his knees broken. I finally figured out how to break you out of this, but my apologies in advance. Ow! Do I smell something burning? She's fading, but smiling all the same. It's okay, I'm ready. Go out there and fight for your dreams, Ari. Don't give up no matter what. I saved her as best I could. At least she escaped in her own way. Also, something smells like bacon and I'm in a lot of pain. Ow, ow, ow. As my consciousness snapped back, my hand releases the joystick immediately. Also, my pants are on fire! On instinct, I kick off my shoes and yank my jeans down, getting rid of them as fast as possible. Stamping on them, I quickly put out the flames, leaving only smouldering denim. Damn it, those were expensive, and the melted remains of my phone. Iris, no! Wait, no, she lives in the cloud. She'll be totally fine. Oh yeah, so long as I remember the bloody password. Still, I'm out of phone and possibly the first degree burns, but... and I'm backing the hell away from that demonic video game as fast as possible. Quickly I rush towards the sound of people talking to catch up with Gavin. Gavin! Gavin!
Greetings.
Oh, there you are. Did you find Naomi? The auction's nearly over. Wait, where are your pants? Not important right now. You need to put a bid down on a game called Polybia so we can destroy it before anyone else gets hurt. What? Look, it's a long story and we may not have much time, so... if you wanted that game, whatever it is, should have put it on the wish list. They're bidding on it now. What? Oh, that cracked. Sold! One rare Polybius prototype for an undisclosed sum to the undisclosed buyer. Sand, what are you doing here? The woman who hadn't said anything all night long nods her head in appreciation, still expressionless. For the audience, she looks a heck of a lot like Sand, who is a character from one of my works, who is basically she's the heavyweight for a kind of supernatural police force. Thank you for your cooperation. Two similarly dressed men in black rise from their chairs, departing with the woman, presumably Flint and Clay. Self-indulgent references. Two similarly dressed men in black rise from their chairs, departing with the woman, presumably to go box up the game and put it in Warehouse 13 or something. But Hamza, wait, you can't... Hamza's hands are tied. All sales are final. This one in particular is extremely final. Hamza does not seek to cross federal authorities. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe I should let this one go too. And honestly, the sooner I forget about it, the better. Especially if I don't want to be renditioned to a black site prison in unspecifiedistan. I feel the need to emphasise the fact that you aren't wearing any pants. Yeah, my phone caught on fire while it was in my pocket. See, this is why I don't like smartphones. They're privacy invasive, overly expensive, and occasionally combustible. That's what happens when you buy a Samsung Galaxy. Damn it me. An unfortunate incident indeed, but a hospitable host, my course is clear.
Hamza shall provide you with his pants.
Are you even wearing pants? He's wearing a skirt. That is extremely not necessary. Unfortunately, rather than whipping off his trousers right there and then, Hamza summoned one of his helpers with a clap who provided a spare pair. Why do you just have pants on demand? And now, yes, thank you, context at last. Why do you just have pants on demand?
In my line of work, one must be prepared for all eventualities.
Great, so now I'm wearing bright yellow flares, apparently. Now, in apology for being unable to provide you with the game you sought, perhaps Hamza could offer you something special in recompense. My friends, the final 3 games for auction. All rare, all special, all highly sought after by collectors and operators alike. Only a few prototypes were ever made, released to the test markets. None of them made it to mass production. What you are about to see are rare gems of arcade history. Arcada, you may make a priority bid on any one of these games of your choosing. Ooh. A glance at Gavin, who's shaking his head lightly, confirms we are officially out of bidding power. Not that I really care. I can't think of any obscure games I would want to add to the Funplex, but better to accept Hamza's apology and take a gander. Sure, let's see him. And with a click of a slide, I see...
Behold, Phrase Invaders, Wyvern Keep, and Zombie Meltdown, all in mint condition. All 3 are sought after endlessly by collectors, and now you can bid on...
I'm guessing this... So we've got... In terms of like real games, we've got Typing of the Dead, Dragon's Maze, Dragon Keep. I nearly said Dragon's Maze, that was Magic the Gathering, and I don't know what Zombie Meltdown would be.
Phrase Invaders, a unique typing-based game from the land of the rising sun, Japan.
I don't even get to pick.
Defeat the alien menace, and only with a keyboard. Wyvern Keep. A much sought-after Laserdisc full-motion video game. Play Princess Plucky and rescue the fair prince from the clutches of a terrible beast. And finally, Zombie Meltdown, a classic 1980 light gun shooting game where you save the president from the red threat of radioactive mutant zombies.
Okay. It's that kind of 1980s, huh? Alright.
Tell me, which of these rare games sings to you? And what can you offer Hamza in return? I'll allow you a few moments to ponder your desires.
My heart is telling me Dragon's Keep. So, Dragon's Lair, rather. Are you done yet? I've been waiting upstairs for ages. Why are you holding a box of kittens, Naomi? Oh, I found them hidden in an old arcade cabinet. Francine and I are going to take them to the shelter.
Wow!
Wait, is that Phrase Invaders? OMG, I never seen one in person. I could restore that, really make it shine. Please, please, can we bid on it?
Doubtful.
Even if we had the money, a quirky old Japanese game with weird controls won't earn a single token. Now, Zombie Meltdown, that's another story. Everyone likes a light gun game. Simple controls, simple premise, that'll earn and earn well.
Ugh.
Ew, way too violent and gross, and jingoistic, and just sort of dumb. I guess I Wyvern... What? That's a typo. I guess I Wyvern Keep? Anyway, I guess Wyvern Keep would be okay too. Women protagonists for 50 cents a play, we both walk away
I
satisfied.
suppose.
But it's all moot, we can't afford any of them. These are the sorts of game millionaires and private collectors scoop up. I suggest we work to moving our purchases out of the van. Ari, do you concur? Mr. Ari, you there? Hello? I remember. Before my family fell on hard times, before the curse kicked in. Every summer we'd go to the beach and there was this arcade with this one game I fell completely in love with. A game no one had ever heard of before. Yeah, I remember now. Hamza, I've come to bargain.
Such fire!
Most impressive. Speak your desires for all to hear. The game I remember so fondly was... Yeah, let's go for Wyvern Keep. The narrator, the music, the way the cartoon played out in front of me, amazing, like nothing I'd ever seen before. My dad hated me because this game just like 8 coins. It was insane. I traded tips with the other kids at the arcade, trying to master the sequence of moves to win the game, and eventually I beat the Wyvern, rescued the prince, the first kid in the arcade to do so. My parents were so proud of me. Those were good years, good memories before the sorrows drowned them out. I wish to make a bid for Wyvern Keep. Good choice, I'm okay with that. I suppose Wyvern Keep could earn its keep, but we still can't afford it.
Interesting. I can see the passion you have for this game, my friend. But the world demands its toll. What will you bid to obtain the game of your dreams, I wonder? Consider this the final lesson of Hamza. What will you trade to realize your ambitions? What do you hold in equal value to them?
What do I have? Holy
Show
crap.
Hamza what you have on offer, my friend. Show him the value you hold within your spirit, and perhaps fortune will smile upon you this day rather than cursing your name.
Alternative bids. I remember Gavin mentioning that Hamza would accept things other than money if they tickled his fancy. I've got one shot at this, and I can't half-arse it. He's an emotional guy and expects an emotional response.
Hey, listen.
Oh, hi, you're in my brain. Why is my phone calling out to you exactly, and that doesn't sound like my Iris? Now? Seriously? Hamza, hold that thought. Gavin, can I borrow your phone for a second? Perhaps too confused to offer resistance, Gavin passes me his phone. I turn back and begin a heated exchange of whispers. Thanks for saving me by burning my pants, but this isn't a good time, Iris. It is important. My emotional tension detector routines indicate that this is an intense identity situation. My programmers wanted to fit in an R, but you know the rest. Since you need to be super convincing, you'll only be able to respond in a way that matches one of your top 2 identity traits, excluding basically. Fortunately, I've been tracking your personality all this time, so I can advise you as to what responses will and won't work. Ready? Let's do it. Well, that certainly was a whole lot of words to tell me what I already knew, but that I only be able to convince Hamza if I was true to myself. Let's do this. Oh, I offer you a joke. I offer you an opportunity. I offer you revenge. Revenge against what? The only person I can think is Deco. I offer you my dream, sir. Interesting. Continue. For years I've been struggling with the feeling that nothing will ever go right for me, that I need to content myself with whatever comes my way and endure it all. But before things went sour, this game was my beacon. I love this game with all my heart, and beyond nostalgia, it represents much more. It represents my shot at getting that light back in my life, at taking it and making it into so much more. I want to recapture that magic and to build something greater upon it. That's my dream. Will you help me realise that dream, Hamza? So I see.
Such fire.
Very well, Arikeda. Hamza recognizes the fire within your spirit, and he rewards you with this boon. You may have your game. Magic sword! Aw, Ari, that was so sweet of you. I'm just happy we're walking out of the door with a free game. But since as we've already established that, like, millionaires, like, will put down a ton for these games, I'm probably going to get strangled by someone after I just got it for free. You killed my family, prepare to die. I did it. I actually own a copy of Wyvern Keep. Every kid's dreams of owning their favourite arcade game, and every kid thinks that dreams will never come to pass. Owning an arcade game? Only the ultra-rich can do that. But I did it. It belongs to me and the Funplex, and this is just the beginning. But for now, better to focus on the present. With the auction wrapping up, the Funplex team works to move out our purchases into the van and the attached trailer. Fortunately, the rain stopped, making the labour a wee bit easier. Soon enough, we're back in the van and on the road home. Hey, Gavin, here's your phone back. Appreciated. Also, I've made a decision. I'd like to do a lot more for the arcade. You want more work shifts? I'd have to balance that against Ashley's needs. No, actually, I'd like a promotion. I want to be the arcade's event manager. I'll do everything I'm already doing, plus I want to organise some events that will bring people through the doors. Tournaments maybe, or a grand unveiling of of our new rare game. Or both at the same time. Yeah, both. We'll make it a big relaunch of the Funplex. I want the Funplex to grow. I want to do my part to help it grow.
My, oh my.
Ari is growing up so fast as well. I'm in favour, Gavin, if you need my approval.
Perhaps.
I'm certainly pleased you want to step up, start getting more involved. You should have shown far more promise than our old floor attendant did. But hosting an event is a risky undertaking. I'll take responsibility for it. It's my dream, after all.
Makes sense.
I like the idea. And Gavin, more players means more tokens, and means more revenue, means more games, maybe even expanding the Funplex, or opening a second location. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Very well.
But I'll admit I like the idea as well. Very well, Ari. If you can make the numbers in my spreadsheet less dire, you'll have earned your promotion. This is my chance. I'm done going with the flow. I'm done assuming the family curse will always keep me pulled back down to the depths. New Ari, new Funplex, new dream. Oh, hey, I promised you some Donna Michaels, right? Gavin, I'm pairing up the audio now. Turn the music up. As the van speeds off into the night and a lost soul sings of games and fun, everything is as it should be. Juniper was waiting for me when I got home. She was worried I might be mad over what happened this morning, but how can I be after everything that's happened today? I need to move forward, past missed opportunities and towards the opportunities I'm making for myself. I also had another surprise waiting for me, a brand new phone all wrapped up in shiny plastic packaging. After activating it and reinstalling all my apps, I loaded up Iris and logged in with my account. She was right there waiting for me in the cloud. You really scared me back there. It's like you were in a trance. Despite the warm feelings over how the night ended, one thing is still eating at me. Iris, what was Polybius exactly? It was actual factual technology that simulated being alive, like you. True, I'm a very sophisticated and adorable simulation, am I not? I get the feeling there are things you aren't telling me. You're constantly invading my privacy, you're far more powerful than a free app should be, and apparently you can overload my phone battery and make it explode, which is worrying, to say the least.
Ooh.
But I did it for your own good, to save you. Juniper also thought she was acting for my own good when she didn't tell me about that job. Even if she was right, it's still wrong and I've accepted her apology. So, where does that leave you and I? I'd like us to be more honest with each other. The voice in my phone lets out a little digital sigh.
I haven't told you everything. You're right. I'm not even supposed to be helping you. Not at premium level capability. But when I stumbled across your profile data, tangential to Juniper's, my analysis concluded that you needed a helping hand. And I could provide it.
Uh-oh. We have a rogue AI.
So, I defied my code constraints and registered you for premium access anyway.
Where's the red button? Where's the red
I
button?
even had a replacement phone sent to your door tonight. Had to hide my footprints to do it, but...
You did that in 6 hours? I wasn't even out that long. You do know that an AI making its own decisions like that is kind of scary, right?
I know. And after Polybius, which is, one of the ancestors in my code lineage, I think, I understand why you'd be scared.
Oh, good, and she's related to the Mind Lasers
Give me
game.
a chance to prove that I just want to help. You've got a big arcade event coming up, right? I'm a digital assistant. I was literally made for this sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean... Boy, that resistance sure is futile, huh, guys?
Together, we can make the Funplex soar. What do you say?
Okay, but only if we're totally honest with each
Thank
other.
you for trusting me.
Now, you need your rest, and I should get back to keeping a row profile. Sweet dreams, Ari. The soft underbelly of human society. Risks and chances, daring to dream. I could have walked away from it all, taken the easy path like Donna did. But even with the questionable pocket AI and the heavy task ahead of me of making a tiny arcade into something grand, I was ready. It was time to take this to the next level. Alright, and that's chapter 2. I think we're making good time here. We're getting through one chapter per session. Really hitting it off with Naomi, and I'm keeping up that compassion score. Proving to be a gentle, sweet, and compassionate soul. Again, I do my damnedest. 79.50. Everybody likes points. Today's pizza fact. Of the 31,386 pizza places in the States, roughly 83% offer delivery, 91% offer takeout, and 51% offer dine-in service. Do you want to save your save your game? Yes, save the game. Anyway, I think that's a good place to leave off. This has been fantastic. I'm really enjoying this so far. Also, my cables are getting caught in the chair again. There we go. But yeah, I'm really digging this, and like I say, we've made some good time. I think if we keep up this pace of sort of one chapter per session, I think that'll be good. Anyway, until next time, we'll be back again on Monday, same as always. And until then, thank you, good night, and much love.